I want to talk about something I didn't just learn in scripture. I learned it in my body. The breakdown, the recovery, and the repair. And how that process is not a detour from God. It's actually how we grow into the pleroma. Because one of the most common questions people ask is this: why? Why earth? Why suffering? Why duality? Why not just stay in the spirit? And the answer, scripturally, psychologically, biologically, is the same across the board. Because wisdom cannot be formed without experience. John opens the gospel with this: in the beginning was the Logos. Logos is order, logic, intelligence, design. Christ as the blueprint of reality. But Paul takes it even further and says, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Not Christ over you, not Christ around you, Christ in you, embodied. Here's the equation that Scripture quietly teaches. Knowledge, logos, spirit, plus experience, earth, body, matter, equals wisdom, Sophia, the pleroma. Earth is not the problem. Earth is the classroom. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil was not evil. It wasn't cursed, and Eden wasn't a setup. God already declared creation very good. The problem wasn't the fruit, it was perception. Duality didn't introduce evil into creation. It introduced contrast into consciousness. And contrast is what makes choice meaningful. We eat from the tree of knowing both so that consciously, freely, embodied, we may choose the tree of life. Not innocence, discernment, not ignorance, wisdom. And James confirms this. The testing of your faith produces perseverance, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. That word complete, that's pleroma language. Neuroscience doesn't contradict Scripture. It explains the mechanism. Muscles grow through micro tears. Neural pathways strengthen through stress, followed by rest. The nervous system stabilizes through challenge that is survived. This is called stress recovery adaptation. And here's the key revelation. Growth does not happen during the stress. It happens during recovery. The lift breaks the muscle. The rest builds it. The trauma doesn't heal you, but integration does. Paul already said this. Tribulation produces endurance. Endurance produces character. Character is not moral polish. It's load-bearing capacity. It's how much truth, love, and presence your system can hold without fragmenting. And this verse changes everything. Although he was a son, he learned obedience through what he suffered. Jesus didn't learn obedience because he was disobedient. He learned it experientially in flesh. That tells us something radical. Embodiment matters. Experience matters. Earth matters. The Word didn't just visit a body, He learned through one. Paul tells us where this is all headed. Until we all attain to mature manhood, to the measure of the stature of fullness, pleroma, of Christ. The goal isn't escape from the body. The goal is fullness in the body. And creation itself is waiting for this. Creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. Creation isn't waiting for perfection. It's waiting for integration. For humans who can carry heaven in flesh without collapsing. And here's the part we often miss. The breakdown is not a failure of faith. It is the mechanism of formation. A muscle that never tears, never grows. A nervous system that is never challenged, never adapts. A soul that never enters contrast, never chooses life freely. The tear is necessary. But, and this is the revelation, the tear is not where the growth happens. Growth happens in recovery, in rest, in safety, in integration. Biology is clear. Muscle rebuilds only in rest. Neurons myelinate only after stimulation stops. The nervous system reorganizes only when threat has passed. No rest, the tear becomes injury. Spiritually, this is why Jesus says, "Come to me and I will give you rest." And David says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures." Not invites, not suggests, makes me lie down. Because sheep don't lie down unless they feel safe. Green pastures aren't the absence of battle. They are the integration phase after it. Some of the deepest growth in my life did not happen when I was doing the work. It happened when I stopped running from the soreness, when I stayed present while still tender, when I didn't abandon myself mid-process, when I trusted God enough to rest inside the unfinished. I didn't grow stronger in the breakdown, I grew stronger in the abiding. That's when the repair completed. That's when wisdom settled into my body. That's when heaven stopped being an idea and started becoming embodied. So yes, the tear is necessary. The trial is necessary. The contrast is necessary. But rest is not optional. Without recovery, the tear wounds you. With recovery, the tear transforms you. That is pleroma. That is Sophia. That is Christ formed in you. And that is how heaven doesn't just come to earth, it becomes embodied through us. Be loved and be loved, beloved.